Hi, Aquarius. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, let's get into your reading, Aquarius. Okay, I need you to sit with me for a second because the energy that came through for this one stopped me. There's a person, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. The one who came to mind the second you read that title, and something happened with them recently. Like just happened recently. They made a decision about you. And I don't mean they had a passing thought about you. I mean they sat with it, the way you sit with something that actually matters. And they came to a conclusion about you, about what they want, about whether they're really doing this or not. And here's what I keep feeling as I look at these cards. You have no idea it happened. You've been over here wondering, going back and forth in your own head, and meanwhile they already decided. It's already done. And from the moment that decision landed in them, which was basically yesterday, everything between you started to change. You just haven't felt it reach you yet, but it's coming. Let me show you. Drop a comment right now and say, I claim this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, first oracle card. The back and forth is finally over for them. They landed somewhere and it's you. Okay, so this is the first thing your guides want you to hear. And it's a relief, honestly, because this person has been going back and forth. You felt it, right? The hot and cold. The one day they're so present and the next day they're distant. The way you could never quite tell where you stood. That was real. You weren't imagining it. They genuinely hadn't made up their mind, not because they didn't feel anything, but because they were scared of how much they did. And that part is over now. I'm looking at this card and the energy is so different from the back and forth energy. It's settled. It's landed. They stopped circling and they chose. And they chose you. And the version of them you're about to deal with is not the unsure one anymore. It's the one who knows. Okay, second oracle card. Nobody pushed them into this. They got here on their own, which is exactly why it'll stick. And this one matters so much. So stay with me because I want you to know how they got to this decision. Nobody pushed them. You didn't have to beg. You didn't have to give them an ultimatum. You didn't have to do anything to force it. They got here on their own, in their own time, in their own way, sitting with their own feelings until they couldn't deny them anymore. And I'm telling you, that's the only kind of decision that actually sticks. Because when you push someone into choosing you, they unchoose you the second the pressure's gone. But when they get there themselves, when it's genuinely their own conclusion, it holds. It doesn't reverse. And that's what this is. A decision they made freely, which means it's a decision that's going to last. Okay, third oracle card. You're going to feel them change before they ever explain it. Now, here's how this is going to reach you, because I know you're wondering, okay, if they decided, when do I find out? And the answer is, you're going to feel it before they say a word, because a decision changes how a person acts. And you know this person well enough that you're going to notice the shift. The way they text you is going to change. The consistency is going to show up. That thing where you never knew if they'd reach out. That's going to get steadier, and you might not be able to put your finger on it at first. You'll just feel like something's different, something's shifted. And that something is the decision they already made starting to show up in how they treat you. So pay attention. Your body's going to clock it before your mind can name it. Oh, Okay, fourth oracle card. This wasn't a small decision. They didn't just decide to stay, they decided to go all in. And I have to be honest with you about the size of this because your guides are very clear. This was not a small decision. This wasn't them deciding to just, keep things going, keep you around, stay in the comfortable in between a little longer. No. What they decided is the big one. They decided to go all in, to actually commit, to stop keeping that one foot out the door that they've had out the door this whole time. And I know that's a lot to take in, especially if you've been bracing yourself for them to never get there. But that's what I'm seeing. The all-in decision, the real one. And everything that happens between you now is built on top of that, on the foundation of someone who finally decided to stop holding back. Okay, fifth oracle card, the moment you've been waiting for already happened. You're living in the after of it. And this is the one I really want to land for you because I think you needed to hear it. You've been waiting for a turning point. I can feel it. You've been waiting for the moment where things finally become clear, where you finally know, where the uncertainty finally ends. And sweetheart, it already happened. The turning point you've been waiting for isn't out ahead of you somewhere that you have to keep hoping for. It's behind you. It happened yesterday, in that quiet moment when they decided, which means, and I want you to really hear this, the hardest part is over. The waiting, the wondering, the will they won't they that's been eating at you, over. You're not waiting for the turn anymore. You're already standing in the after of it. And everything from here is just it unfolding. The Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Sun, the World. Okay, so look at this. Look at the cards that came out for you. The Wheel of Fortune. And the second I saw this, I knew it was the decision itself. Because the wheel is the turning point. It's the moment the whole thing spins from one position to another. And that's what a real decision is. It's the wheel turning. It moves everything from maybe to yes, from uncertain to settled, from could go either way to this is how it goes. And the fact that the wheel is the very first card tells me yesterday's decision was a genuine turn of the wheel. Not a small adjustment, a real shift in the direction of everything. And it turned in your favor toward you, which when you've been at the bottom of the wheel wondering if it'd ever come back around, is everything. And then right next to it, the Lovers. And I actually got chills because the Lovers is the card of choosing a person. It's literally the decision card in love. The soul level, this is the one kind of choice. And it showed up right after the wheel, which is the cards basically spelling it out for you. The decision that got made, it was the Lovers kind. It was them looking at you and recognizing you as theirs and choosing you. Not a casual choice about something small, the big one. The one where someone decides that you're the person. And the Lovers doesn't show up for lukewarm decisions. It shows up when somebody chooses their person. And the Two of Cups, and oh, this is the one that tells me it's real and it's mutual, because the Two of Cups is two people facing each other, both feeling it, both all the way in. And the reason this card matters so much here is that you can't get the Two of Cups when one person's still deciding. The uncertainty blocks it. So the Two of Cups showing up now is the cards telling you that the block is gone. They decided, the uncertainty cleared, and now the real mutual thing can actually happen. Two people meeting as equals, both chosen, both choosing. And that's not where you were before. Before, it was lopsided. You waiting, them deciding. And now it gets to be even. Now it gets to be the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and this is them coming toward you. Not just sitting with the decision privately, moving on it. Because the Knight of Cups doesn't stay still. He's the one who gets on the horse, heart first, and rides toward the person he's chosen. And the Knight showing up here tells me the decision is already turning into action. You're not just going to sense that they decided, you're going to watch them do something about it. Reach out, show up, put in effort they didn't put in before. Come toward you the way someone comes toward you when they've made up their mind and they're done wasting time. And the Four of Wands, and this is where it's all heading. And it's beautiful because the Four of Wands is the coming together, the celebration, two people building something real, something that lasts, something with a foundation under it. And the Four of Wands showing up tells me this decision isn't a private little thing that stays small and quiet. It builds toward a real coming together, toward the milestone, the commitment, the actual relationship that all of this has been moving toward. The Four of Wands is the happy outcome of what they decided, the place this whole thing is going. And the sun, after everything you've been through with this person, the uncertainty, the back and forth, the waiting, the sun is the relief and the joy of it finally being settled, of finally getting to stop wondering, of waking up and just knowing where you stand. And the sun showing up is your guides promising you that this doesn't just bring you resolution, it brings you happiness. Real, warm, uncomplicated happiness. The kind you maybe forgot was even possible with this person, back when it was all so uncertain. But the uncertainty's over now. And what's on the other side of it is the sun, and the last card, the World. And the World is the perfect card to end on, because it's the card of a whole chapter closing and a new one opening. And the chapter that's closing is the uncertain one. All the wondering, the will they, won't they, the not knowing, that whole exhausting chapter is complete. The decision closed it, and the new chapter that's opening is the certain one, the chosen one, the one built on a decision that's already been made and isn't getting unmade. And the World is the card's way of promising you this isn't a temporary clarity that fades back into confusion. It's a real turning of the page. The old chapter done, the new one beginning right now. Okay, tea leaf cards, 7 of them. First tea leaf card, the quiet moment they decided, alone, late, finally honest with themselves. And I can almost see it. The moment it happened for them, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, probably alone, probably late. One of those moments where it's just you and the truth, and there's nowhere left to hide from it. And in that moment, all the back and forth they'd been doing just resolved, collapsed into one clear thing. And I bet there was relief in it for them. Because going back and forth is exhausting. And finally landing somewhere, finally being honest with themselves about what they want, that's a relief. And that quiet, honest, late night moment is where everything you're about to feel actually started. Next tea leaf card. The way they reach out changing, steadier, more sure, more present. And this is the first thing you're going to notice. So watch for it. The way they reach out is going to change. That thing where you never knew if you'd hear from them, that starts to settle. They get steadier, more consistent, more present in the small everyday ways that actually tell you someone's invested. And you might not even consciously register it at first. You'll just notice that the anxious feeling you used to get, wondering if they'd text back, wondering where they went, starts to fade because they're just there now, more reliably there. And that steadiness is the decision showing up in the most everyday, real way. Next tea leaf card. Their walls coming down, you seeing a more open version of them. And this one is tender because it's about them letting you in. This person had walls up. You know they did. That guardedness, that holding part of themselves back, that was real. And those walls were there for a reason. They were protecting themselves while they were still unsure. Because why fully open up to someone when you don't know yet if you're staying? But now they know they're staying. So the walls don't have a job anymore. And they're coming down, which means you're about to see a more open version of this person than you've seen before. More honest, more vulnerable, more themselves. And watching someone's walls come down because they finally feel safe enough to let you in, that's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever get to witness. Next tea leaf card. A conversation coming where they let you in on what they decided, and there's a conversation coming. I can see it. One where the decision stops being something you just feel and becomes something they actually tell you, where they let you in, where the private choice they made becomes a shared one between you. And honestly, it might come sooner than you'd think. Because here's the thing about a real decision. Once someone's truly made it, holding it in gets harder than letting it out. The truth wants to be spoken. So they're going to tell you. And when they do, you're going to hear something in their voice that wasn't there before. Certainty, the sound of someone who knows what they want now and isn't afraid to say it. Next tea leaf card. The weight finally lifting off you, the not knowing coming to an end. And this tea leaf card is for you because you've been carrying something too. The not knowing. The weight of wondering where you stood with this person, whether they'd ever choose you, whether the in-between would ever end. And that's heavy. Carrying uncertainty about someone you care about is one of the heaviest things there is. And it's about to lift. Because once they've decided and you can feel it, the weight you've been carrying finally gets to come off. And I want you to be ready for how good that's going to feel. The relief of it. The being able to exhale for the first time in a long time. The not having to brace anymore. You've been holding so much. And you're about to get to put it down. Next tea leaf card. Everything that felt stuck starting to move now that they've chosen. And watch how things start moving now, because this is going to be noticeable. While they were still deciding, everything was stuck, right? The whole thing was frozen because the big question, are they in or not, hadn't been answered. And you can't move forward when the central question is still hanging there, but it's answered now. And the second a question like that gets answered, everything that was stuck behind it starts to flow. The next steps that couldn't happen before suddenly become possible. The things that were waiting on the decision start to actually unfold. And you're going to feel that momentum, that sense of finally moving forward after being frozen for so long. And the last tea leaf card, you and this person settled and certain in the life the decision opened up, and your guides wanted to leave you with this picture, so hold it with me for a second. You and this person settled, certain, finally in something real instead of suspended in all that uncertainty. And the feeling of being there, I want you to feel it now before it even arrives, is peace. The specific peace of knowing where you stand, of being chosen clearly with no more guessing, of getting to just be with someone instead of constantly wondering about them. And that's what's waiting for you on the other side of yesterday's decision. Not more uncertainty, not more waiting. The settled, certain, chosen life that the decision cracked wide open for you. Okay, final messages from your guides. 7 of them. Let yourself believe it's really over. The uncertainty isn't coming back. And the first thing your guides want to say to you is the hardest one, honestly. Let yourself believe it's really over. Because here's what happens when you've lived in uncertainty for a while. You get used to it. You start bracing for the next round of hot and cold, even after it's stopped. You don't let yourself fully believe it's settled in case it isn't, in case it flips again. And I understand why you'd protect yourself like that. But your guides are telling you, you don't have to anymore. The uncertainty isn't coming back. They decided. It's done. So let yourself believe it. Let yourself relax into the certainty instead of waiting for the floor to drop. Because it's not going to. Next, final card. Watch their actions, not just their words. They're about to prove it. And here's some real practical advice your guides have for you. Watch their actions, not just their words, their actions, because the decision is going to prove itself in what they do, in the consistency, in the showing up, in the effort they start putting in that they weren't putting in before. And honestly, watching their actions is how you'll know for sure what they decided. You won't even have to ask, because a person who decided to commit can't hide it. It shows in how steady they get, in how present they become. So don't just wait around for them to say the words. Watch them live it. Their actions are going to be the whole confession. Next, final card. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. It's already in motion. And I want to take something off your shoulders right now because I can feel you carrying it. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. I know that when you've waited a long time for someone to decide, there's this urge to do something, to push it, to make a move, to force the clarity along somehow. And your guides are saying, you can put that down. It's already in motion. They already decided without you forcing it. And it's going to keep unfolding without you forcing it either. So you don't have to chase, you don't have to strategize, you don't have to make anything happen. All you have to do is let it come to you. The work is already done. Your only job now is to receive it. Next, final card. You were never too much to choose. They finally saw that clearly. And this one I think you really need to hear, because I can feel that somewhere in you, You've wondered if maybe you were too much, if maybe that's why they hesitated. Too much feeling, too much wanting, too much you. And your guides want to gently correct that because it's not true. You were never too much to choose. Their hesitation was never about you being too much. It was about them not being ready to feel as much as they felt. That was their thing to work through, not a flaw in you. And now they've worked through it, and they see you clearly. And what they see is someone worth choosing exactly as much as you are, not a smaller, more manageable version. All of you, you were always enough to choose. Next, final card. This is a beginning, not a finish line. Everything good flows out from here. And I want you to understand the size of what's actually starting. Because it would be easy to think the decision is the end of the story. Like they decided, the suspense is over, the end. But it's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the foundation that everything good gets built on top of. The Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the whole real relationship this has been moving toward. All of it flows out from this decision. So the best isn't behind you. It's not in some version of the past you're trying to get back to. It's ahead, flowing out from the choice they made. And you're standing right at the source of it, right at the beginning of everything good this decision is about. To set loose. Next final card. Save this and come back and tell me when you find out what they decided. Save this reading right now. Bookmark it, because you're going to want to come back to it when this starts unfolding. Share it too, because when you share something like this, what comes back to you is tenfold. And when you find out, when the decision they made becomes clear to you, when they show you or tell you what they chose, come back here and drop a comment. Tell me what they decided. Tell me how you found out. Tell me if you'd already been feeling the shift before you knew. Because I'm telling you, somebody else is watching this right now, sitting in the exact uncertainty you've been sitting in. Waiting, wondering, hoping someone will finally decide about them. And your comment, knowing yours decided, is the thing that helps them hold on. And the very last card, they decided about you. The choice is made, and from this moment on, everything changes. They decided about you. The choice is made. And from this moment on, everything changes. And I left this for last because it's the whole thing in one breath. Every card that came out for you today, the wheel turning, the lovers choosing, the Two of Cups opening up, the Knight already moving toward you, the Four of Wands building, the Sun, the world closing the uncertain chapter, all of it comes from one thing, a decision made quietly, recently, from the heart. The real kind, the kind that holds, the kind that doesn't get unmade. And it was about you, about choosing you, committing to you, finally stepping all the way toward you, instead of standing in the doorway. And the most beautiful part, the part one really want you to walk away with, is that the turning point you've been waiting and waiting for already happened. It's behind you. You can stop waiting now. You're not in the before anymore. You're in the after. And the after is where everything good finally gets to begin. Okay, to bring this home, yesterday they made a decision about you. And from this moment on, everything changes. And the cards showed us all of it. Your guides told us the back and forth is finally over for them. They landed somewhere. And it's you, that nobody pushed them into it. They got here on their own, which is exactly why it'll stick. That you're going to feel them change before they ever explain it. that this wasn't a small decision. They didn't just decide to stay, they decided to go all in. And that the moment you've been waiting for already happened, you're living in the after of it. The Wheel of Fortune was the decision itself, the turning point. The Lovers showed what they decided, choosing you as their person. The Two of Cups showed the mutual love it opens up. The Knight of Cups showed them already moving toward you. The Four of Wands showed the coming together it's building toward. The Sun showed the joy of the certainty. And the World showed the uncertain chapter closing and the certain one beginning. And the tea leaves showed the quiet late night moment they decided, the way they reach out changing, their walls coming down, the conversation coming where they let you in, the weight finally lifting off you, everything stuck starting to move, and you and this person settled and certain in the life the decision opened up. Let yourself believe it's really over. The uncertainty isn't coming back. Watch their actions, not just their words. They're about to prove it. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. It's already in motion. You were never too much to choose. And know this is a beginning, not a finish line. Everything good flows out from here. All of it saying the same thing. They decided about you. The choice is made. And from this moment on, everything changes. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this. And they've chosen me. And the waiting is finally over. Because every word of that is true. Save this, share it today, and come back and tell me when you find out what they decided. I want to know. If this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.